Now we are coming to some more basic concepts of optical communication. Suppose at the transmitter side we are sending an optical pulse from a source such as LED or laser. It will reach the receiver as weaker, smeared out or distorted. Here we'll focus on to the condition of the optical pulse getting weaker. We'll be terming it as attenuation.
Attenuation is also known as transmission loss. It is the reduction in intensity of the light beam or the signal. The loss can be calculated as n is equal to minus 10 log PO by PI. PO indicates the output optical power and PI indicates the input optical power. The attenuation coefficient can be expressed as loss by distance, and the unit will be decibels per kilometer. The attenuation in fiber is caused by different factors. Mainly, attenuation are due to absorption, scattering, and geometric effects. Even the purest glass will absorb light, causing attenuation. Absorption can be divided into two basic categories: intrinsic absorption and extrinsic absorption. We'll first discuss intrinsic absorption. By the term intrinsic, it is clear that this is an internal fact, that is, this absorption is by the fiber itself. Intrinsic absorption is the result of interaction of the fiber material and the operating wavelength. A particular wavelength within the optical spectrum interacts differently with the atoms of the fiber material. The ultraviolet region interacts with the outer shell electrons in the atoms, while the infrared region interacts with the lattice structure in the atoms. The figure shows a typical fiber absorption spectrum. Attenuation versus wavelength. This represents the absorption spectrum of a multimode fiber and this of a single mode fiber. And this dotted line represents the intrinsic losses. The peak absorption occurs at ultraviolet region. If the fiber is fabricated from pure silicon glass, then the intrinsic absorption at wavelengths near the infrared region can be kept minimum. The absorption at ultraviolet region can be expressed as AUV is equal to C e raised to lambda UV by lambda, where AUV is the absorption at UV region, C is a constant 1.108 into 10 raised to minus 3 dB per kilometer. Lambda UV is the reference wavelength used, 4.582 micrometer, and lambda is the operating wavelength in the ultraviolet region, that is from 160 nanometer to 400 nanometer. Similarly, we can express the attenuation in the infrared region as ALT is equal to ALO e raised to lambda LT by lambda. ALT is the absorption due to lattice structure. This is a constant 4 into 10 raised to minus 11 dB per kilometer. This is the reference wavelength 48 micrometer and lambda will be the operating wavelength. Extrinsic absorption. It is mainly due to the presence of impurities that are unintentionally injected into the optical fiber during the fabrication process. The most undesirable impurities in optical fiber mix are metal ions. Some of the metal contaminants are iron, chromium, nickel. Similarly, hydroxyl groups in fibers absorb optical energy. The presence of water is extremely hard to eliminate from the fiber during the manufacturing time. The absorption peak shown here is centered around 1385 nanometer. Out of these wavelengths used, the bond is resonant at the wavelength 1385 nanometer. Another such wavelength is 2700 nanometer. The absorption due to hydroxyl group is higher for wet fibers, but at the same time, if the fabrication process is dry, then the absorption due to hydroxyl group will be low. Most of the attenuation in fiber is caused by light being scattered by any obstacles in the glass. These are minute variations in the density or composition of the glass. During the manufacturing process, the molecules move randomly through the glass in molten state. As the liquid cools, the movement stops. And when the solid state is attained, the random molecular locations are frozen within the glass. This results in localized variations in the density and thus variations in the refractive index throughout the glass. So, these act as small scattering objects. When a beam of light is passed through this fiber, it will get scattered. So what happens is, only a small portion of the light will be propagated to the other side. Thus, attenuation occurs. Scattering can be categorized as Rayleigh scattering and May scattering. Rayleigh scattering is the scattering caused by minute variations, that is, the size of the obstacle is less than 1/10th of the wavelength. In this case, the amount of scattering is proportional to lambda raised to -4. And with May scattering, the size of the imperfections is roughly comparable with the wavelength, that is, having large obstacles. Another important fact that causes attenuation is the geometric effects. Bending a fiber causes attenuation. There are two types of bends, macro bends and micro bends. Macro bend refers to large scale bending. We know that total internal reflection will be possible only if some conditions are met. At such sharp bends, there is chance for the ray to escape from the fiber. Another kind of bend is micro bend. It can be defined as a slight deviation of the fiber core, and it can be introduced into the fiber during the fabrication process or the installation process or during the maintenance works. With this diagram, we can define three windows or bands in the transmission spectrum of optical fiber. The first window is the short wave band. It is centered around 800 to 900 nanometer. This was the first transmission band used for communication in 1970s. It was attractive because of the availability of low-cost optical sources and detectors in this band. This is the second window, the medium wavelength band. It is centered around 1310 nanometer. It came by 1980s. This band is attractive because there is zero fiber dispersion. In this band, long distance communication was possible. This is the third window, long wavelength band. This band is between 1510 nanometer and 1600 nanometer and has got the lowest level of attenuation. In addition, optical amplifiers are available which operate in this band. Thank you for watching.